tell you, last night was absolutely amazing. Winter Jam in Columbia, which is where we're broadcasting live from this morning on His Radio.
Right, we're at Bojangles on Harbison Drive here in Columbia. We're going to be here till 9 o'clock doing the show early.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, out with the people.
So we're at Colonial Life last night with the His Radio RV, which is what we're broadcasting from this morning, the RV mobile unit. And let me tell you, we had a lot of fun with everybody that was in the Jam Nation crowd last night.
Yeah, we were there a couple of hours and got to meet and shake hands, jazz hands, elbow bump.
Were you doing all that?
I was doing a little bit of everything yesterday.
I was shaking hands and using a lot of Perel.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Got a few hugs in there as well, so it was a lot of fun.
And the concerts last night with Winter Jam was absolutely amazing. Now, if you weren't able to go to Columbia, Charlotte's coming up.
Yep.
Raleigh's coming up.
Yep.
And Greenville, South Carolina. So Winter Jam's going to be making the rounds. And starting March 20th, Friday, March 20th, and through that weekend, it'll be Greenville, Charlotte, and then Raleigh for Winter Jam.
All right, so you can make it to one of the shows or all of the shows if you want to.
And if your commute brings you by Harbison, where the Bojangles is, that's where we are, broadcasting live from the parking lot this morning. It's Rob, Liz, and Jim, His Morning Crew on His Radio.
And we're going to talk Girl Scout cookies, I think, because there's a celebrity. Her name is Chrissy Teigen. You may or may not be familiar with her, but I think why it's blowing up all over social media is because she's talking about Girl Scout cookies and the fact that she doesn't really like them all that much. Yeah, she did like a ranking.
Okay.
She had Thin Mints and Samoas in kind of the frowny face rating.
Wait, the most popular Thin Mint is a frowny face for her?
For her.
Okay.
And she said because she got a lot of flack about it, so she went back and she said if no other cookies existed in the world, she moved like the Samoas over to take them or leave them. It is kind of...
Okay.
I'm like, Chrissy, what are you thinking? The Samoa has to be on the smiley face for sure.
What was on a smiley face for her?
Nothing.
Nothing
Literally
was?
None of the Girl Scout cookies.
I guess you're allowed not to like them.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
No, you are not. And Girl Scout cookies, if you haven't gotten yours yet, they're still out there for another couple of weeks or whatever. But
how long did they sell them? They started in January.
They take pre-orders in January, and then they show up with the cookie booths a little late. I think like end of February, maybe early March.
Okay.
But if I were ranking them, Samoas would get a full sleeve ranking. Thin Mint would probably be in the half sleeve ranking.
Really?
Yeah, it's not my favorite, but they're still really good.
Well, that's true.
So you?
Me, I have to put all frownies because I bloat whenever I eat them because you just can't eat one.
Right. That's why I say full sleeve and half sleeve rankings.
And this Teigen girl,
Yeah.
she's allowed to have an opinion. Not
Is
that we
she?
like it, you know? Well, they said over the weekend it was time to make that change, and we're feeling the effects this morning. I don't know if you're tired like we are. I'm Rob Dempsey. This is Liz Riles. It's His Morning Crew on His Radio with Rob, Liz, and Jim. So we're in a parking lot this morning at Bojangles.
Exactly.
Right on Harbison in Columbia.
Yep.
Winter Jam was last night, so we get to meet you. And Tony Snipes from His Radio is serving up the nice, fresh coffee this morning.
It's nice and hot, and we need it this morning because the time did change.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we are feeling the effects a little bit, but you know what? It really does affect your body.
How so?
So it makes you're off kilter. Even though it's only an hour, you wouldn't think it would be that big of a deal, but your body has gotten kind of used to the sunrise and the sunset.
True.
And so experts are saying it's going to take us about a week to get really adjusted to the whole time change thing. So by next week, we should feel a little bit better. This week, maybe less productive.
I think I'm used to it usually day 3
Really?
into the thing. Yeah.
I'm probably a full week, if not a
Are
little
you?
longer.
So
Yeah.
she's going to be a little sleepy. We might need your help in
Right.
waking the young lady up with extra cups of coffee every morning. How do you take it?
Oh, I take it with a lot of cream and some equal.
So a little bit of cream equal, a lot of cream equal, and a little bit of coffee.
Yeah,
That's
extra
how she
shot of
takes
caffeine. So there are some things that we can do. Keep your bedroom routine really the same every single night. Keep the lights low, read a book, and turn off the television. They're saying actually get the TV out of there.
I go to sleep to the TV.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard not to. It lulls you. But Marco Rubio, have you heard this? So he is introducing a bill to lock the clock. And there are some other states, 7 other states are trying to make this a permanent thing. So we're not doing this time change, falling back in the fall and springing forward.
So what do we like better? Sunlight in the morning or sunlight at night?
I like the extra sunlight at night.
Yeah, me too, for the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So if the kids are out of the house, maybe we'd like it more in the morning.
Yeah, I don't know. But lock the clock according to Marco.
So we're at this Bojangles at Harbison in Columbia. Up the road is a Starbucks, and I don't know if you heard, but Starbucks says we're not filling the personal cups anymore, at least for the time being. They kind of push the pause button.
Yeah.
And they'll put it back up when this whole coronavirus thing is past us.
That's what they're reacting to. I saw a sign. I was in the other day, and I saw the sign. Nobody seemed to be upset, but I don't know if it was middle of the day. People weren't using it at that time of day, but...
I bring mine in.
Yeah.
I just like my cup.
Right. It's your cup. It's got your germs on it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to, please, just my germs. Nobody else's germs, just my germs, and that's it. So that's why they're doing the personal cup thing, because I guess the personal cup germs can pass along to others.
Right.
In their equipment.
Yeah. But a lot of us, I think, are taking some steps. Like we, even at Winter Jam last night, were thinking, and people were giving us the elbow bump. And at church yesterday, the pastor and I did the little foot bump thing.
Yeah.
So
thank you for saying that last week, because 2 guys came up to me and said, okay, Liz said the foot thing. And I said, are you serious? You really want to do that?
Yeah.
So then we had to do it. And I think one guy did with me the soccer. You know how you just kind of hit the feet back and forth like it's a soccer ball?
Right.
Yeah.
I like jazz
Very
hands.
Interesting way to say hello.
A little bit. People are like, what are they? Are they dancing? What's happening now?
Yeah. Although, if that was a dance, I think I just disturbed everybody's dinner last night at Winter Jam.
And I'm hoping someone got video.
Something like that, yeah.
You know what? There is a really good kid out there. And I love these stories when we have teenagers that are doing some good. And Dontarius Caldwell is one of those kids. Mm-hmm. Now, this little boy, 15 years old, he's a high school student, and he and his little sister were taking a walk the other day, just doing their thing, and they saw an elderly woman at the crosswalk, and she was trying to push the button, trying to get across the street, and she was having some problems with it. So, of course, the little sister's like, Dontarius, you got to do something. You know, she wasn't going to do it. So anyway, he walked over and he said, ma'am, are you okay? You need some help? And she said yes. And she linked her arm into his, and he was like, cool. And he walked her across the street and helped her get across.
That's like the good old days.
It really is. And that he even, I mean, the little sister kind of got his attention to it, but he knew what he should do, and he did it. And he said, I was just raised to do the right thing.
That's like old-fashioned, help the old lady across the street kind of thing that Dontarius did.
Yeah.
Good
and it's making news, and I love that. It's going viral because people are seeing the good that he did, and finally teenagers are getting their respect.
Yeah. Because teenagers do need respect. Students rock.
Yeah.
I can say that because I work in student ministries.
Yeah. There's a lot of students. I have 2 teenage boys, and when they do good, I think we need to celebrate that.
Yeah. So let's see how many old ladies we can help across the street this week. So, Liz? No, I never said that.
Coming.
She lobbed the volleyball in the air. I had to spike it.
You did take a half a second. Should I do this?
I did, because I thought I would either get slapped or she'll laugh.
Well, I'm new here, so maybe in a month.
Slapping doesn't happen until 60 days goes by, right? So, if you ate a lot of eggs, is that healthy or unhealthy? I'll ask Liz.
I would think, as long as you don't overdo it, like anything.
Okay.
It's going to be okay for you, yeah.
And then you hear all this different stuff like cardiovascular disease and things like that.
It can stop your heart. Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah. Well, somebody just debunked that whole thought.
Good.
Yeah. Now, it's still, you eat your eggs in moderation, but there was this huge study that was done, and they didn't do it in like, a couple hundred people or 1,000. They did over 170,000. In this one test.
So a wider scope, different
Big
demographics,
scope.
Yeah.
So here's what they found. They said they could not find an association between moderate egg consumption and cardiovascular disease.
They just couldn't find it.
They couldn't find it.
So how many should we have?
They said moderate.
Okay.
Moderate for me would be 1 a day.
I would think. I think that's for anybody pretty much. You can't sit down to 6 eggs.
Yeah, although I do like eggs. I could do that all day long.
I have to make an omelet for my son before every game.
Oh,
That's
really?
his thing. Yeah, he wants
tradition, huh?
Yeah, he wants the onions and the green peppers and the cheese in
And
it. Yeah.
does it work?
He's been successful so far, so maybe so.
Mama's omelets.
Yeah.
Before every ball game. What a tradition. She should do that in Liz's Ugly Bakery.
I should do that.
But it's not baking.
No, but they're still ugly. Because I don't know how to flip them. So you might get a half of a omelet and
So here's the thing. You may remember her if you were a part of Take Back the Table that we were doing just around Thanksgiving time.
Right.
She was a runner-up family, her and her husband, which are both police officers in Richland County. Yes, Live PD, but there are no cameras from Live PD here.
Not from them.
They didn't lock us up for being up in this parking lot. We are safe. We are cool. But she stopped by. The first thing we asked was, are you still doing Take Back the Table? That's where you put the devices away.
Yeah.
And you don't have it at the dinner table at least 3 times a week, or whatever meal that your family shares 3 times a week together. She goes, yes, we do that. If the TV's on, we yell to cut it off, and then the kids get involved.
Yeah, I like that they are also saying, Mom, Dad, you've got your phone out. Put it away.
Put it down, Mom and Dad.
Way to pass it on.
Yeah, so Take Back the Table still going strong for a lot of families, which is really cool.
And that's good that they didn't just do it for that month or that 2 months, but it's becoming now a part of the lifestyle.
Yeah, when you do it for what is it? 12 days, it becomes habit.
Yeah, of course.
And so it is for this family and a lot of other families. So this morning, hold on, let me put my phone away. We're taking back the table once again at His Radio in the parking lot of Bojangles. RV Mobile Studio is right here. We'd love to meet you if this is a part of your commute. And Tony Snipes from His Radio serving up the free coffee.
And it's good. You can get decaf or regular.
Yes. I'll have he's busy serving coffee.
Good
I always
deal.
have to get my own. Bojangles parking lot, Harbison in Columbia.
That's right. Let me tell you about this little girl that I just read about, Haley. Haley is 14 years old now, but 8 years ago, she and her mom were out. They were walking down the street of their hometown, and they came upon Edward. And Edward had a sign that said, I'm hungry, I'm homeless. So little Haley said, Mom, let's go buy him a sandwich. This guy's hungry. She didn't understand homelessness and that people are hungry on the street. So Mom bought him a sandwich, and then Haley's mind started working. And she said, I got to do something more than this because he can't be the only one that's hungry. So she started a little garden like you're doing at your house, and she wanted to grow these vegetables to give to the homeless.
Really?
Okay, it didn't stop there. For the past 8 years, not only has she been growing these vegetables, it's grown. She's also decided, because she met another homeless person named Billy Ray, that she wanted to build homes for them. She has built she has a Facebook page, Haley's Harvest. They've been raising money. They've built 11 cabins for the homeless.
Are you serious?
She's 14 years old.
Way to go.
Right? That's an amazing story from a 14-year-old. Started when she was 6.
And with a garden.
Yeah.
And now with cabins.
Yeah.
For people who are displaced and just need a place to live.
And just think what she's going to do for the rest of her life. Mm-hmm. Bigger and better.
You just have this feeling she's going to keep doing it.
She'd have to, and it's just going to grow, and she's touching so many lives already.
Yeah, her name is Haley?
Haley.
Haley for president.
Yeah, exactly.
Need a young lady like that running the country. Love to see you this morning, Bojangles, Harbison, Columbia. It's Rob, Liz, and Jim, His Morning Crew on His Radio. And a lot of friends have stopped by this morning. Yeah,
so people are rolling out of bed, getting ready for work, going to school. Sherry stopped by. She said, one day we're going to play her music on His Radio. She said, I hope I'm there one day and you get to play me. So
you
she
keep
stopped
going,
by,
Sherry.
Right? And Annie, Canton, they actually told their mom to stop by because they had to go to school. Mm-hmm. So they kind of missed out, unfortunately, but Leslie stopped by, and she loves us and says, just thanks for everything that we do, keeping it safe for the family, and the whole family can join in.
Yeah, Brooklyn and Whitney and Joe stopped by, and Brooklyn and Whitney said we listen every single morning on the way to school. Yeah. Here's the thing. They go to school late on Mondays.
Yeah, like
on
after
purpose.
9.
Yeah. So it's a late day on Monday. My kids never had that. Although on Fridays at my son's school, when he was in middle school, they got out early. So I asked Brooklyn and Whitney, I said, would you rather go in late or come home early? Brooklyn said, go in late.
Yeah.
Whitney said, I want to go home early.
Yeah, split decision there.
I know, yes. The family is divided on when to go to school and come home early and go in late.
Yeah.
Well, we're grateful to meet you in Columbia in this parking lot of the Bojangles Harbison. If you can stop by before 9 o'clock, we're going to serve you up coffee. Matter of fact, Tony is serving it hot and fresh.
Yes, he is. Anybody that comes by and says, I want some of that free coffee, you got it.
It's not donuts,
no.
Even though we just said hot and fresh. But the sign's still on. Pull on in. Because his radio has the coffee that we're serving to you. It's Rob, Liz, and Jim.